Hi everyone, I hope you all are doing good. So my today's video is one of the most requested videos from my subscribers. It is basically on the automation of Chrome web browser. So I decided to create a video on that, and I have discussed everything on the video in the easiest possible way. Okay, and I hope you will find it useful. So before starting the video, let me introduce myself. My name is Satish Sharma, and I am a consultant in an MNC, and I am also a PowerShell enthusiast and have experience of 8 years in scripting. So it's my hobby to share my experiences, my knowledge with the PowerShell enthusiasts like you. Okay. So let's go back to or let's start the video. Okay, and I hope you will find it more useful. So let's start the video.
So, in order to do the Chrome automation, there are few prerequisites. Um, these prerequisites are nothing but few files and an exe. Okay. I have created a separate folder for all the prerequisites of the Chrome automation. So before starting the scripting part, first let me show you what things you will be needing or you will need to automate Chrome. Okay, so I've created a separate folder here. This is this folder, and you will be needing just these two things only. One is a DLL file, another is a Chrome driver. Okay, and nothing else. These two are just folders which contains these two things. For example, this contains the Chrome driver, and this folder contains the DL. Okay, so sorry, you have to go here. This contains DL. It depends on the .NET framework installed on your system. So as per the .NET version, you can use these DLLs. Okay. So these are nothing but this. But how you will get these two folders and how you will get this webdriver.dll, you can go to this website. Okay, you can go to this website and you can click here. You can go to this website nuget.org and it will give you WebDriver DLL. Okay, so you just go there and click here, and you can see that it has started means it has started downloading. It has been downloaded and it is in means you'll have to unzip it, so that after unzipping you will get the content. It will be in zip format actually. Okay, so it will be in zip format, and after unzipping you will get this folder. Okay, let me close this first. Okay, so you'll get this folder. Now second thing, how you will get Chrome driver. So you can get Chrome driver from here, from this website. Okay, you can go and you can download this Chrome driver as per the Chrome version installed on your system. So let me show you how you can means how you can find the version, Chrome version installed in system. Right now this is Chrome. Okay, this is Chrome. So how I can find this version? You can click here, you can go to help, and you can click this one, Chrome um, about Chrome actually. Okay, so you will get here the latest version installed on your system. Okay, so this is 90 dot 0 dot 443 dot 443.0.212. Okay, so let's see whether this thing is present or not, or whether this version is present or not. So you can see here that I have this version here, 90.0.4430.24. This same version is installed here. Okay, this is a version of my system. So you can and remember, you have to download the or use the same Chrome driver as per your version. Otherwise, this thing will not work. Okay. So let me show you what will happen if I'll click on this. It's taking time. So you can see that it has taken you to a place where you can find the Chrome driver as per your operating system. So mine is Windows. Okay, it's not 32, but yeah, I'll be using this one. This will be also a zip file, and once you will unzip it, you will get a folder like this, which will contain this driver. Okay, so these are the prerequisites. Otherwise, we will not be able to perform the automation part of Chrome automation. So what I will be doing is I'll be automating these steps, which we generally do. This is a very general thing which all of us do. Whenever we open Google search, what we have to do is we have to type anything which we want to search. In this case, I will be typing PowerShell experiments. I'll have to mention, I think, PowerShell experiments, YouTube, maybe. So this is, you can see this is my channel, and I will click here and it will open like this. Okay, so I will be automating all these steps. Okay. So in order to automate Chrome, all you have to do is you have to locate the elements, web elements. Here I have to locate this element. Okay, because you can see that this web page has many things, okay, or many elements. For example, it has this Gmail hyperlink, image hyperlink, sign in box, sorry, sign in button, this logo, and this search button. So it has many elements here. Okay, so how you will how you will identify, or how the PowerShell will identify these elements. So in order to do this, you have to you have basically three methods. Actually, you can all these elements in a web are identified by three things, or three methods. One is by tag name, by class, or by ID. Okay, so how I will be doing this thing, or how we can identify? There is a feature here is for any web elements, that you go here, click on that element and go there, and then click on this inspect button. Now you can see that this element is actually this thing, or this is the arrangement, or this is the code for this element. Okay, so you can see that here it has class also, and here it has name also. Okay, so how I will be identifying? I will be using name. Okay, let's say I'm using name. Okay, so what I will be doing is uh, to locate this element uniquely. I'll be using a method called XPath. Okay, so by XPath I'll be able to locate it uniquely. So you will just you'll find that it is possible for the web elements to have same name. Many, you'll find that many web elements will have same name. So in that case, how we can uniquely identify an element, we will discuss here. Name is equal to q. Okay, now you can see that it has uniquely identifier, and you can see that it has only one element. Here you can verify this is the search means this is the search atom, sorry, search box or input box, where you can search the web elements. But before using control F, you have to first click here on the this code portion, then only you will get this box, otherwise you will not be able to find it. Okay, so you can see that it has only one element. If it would have been two or three elements, then you will it would have shown here. So it is one of one, it means it is uniquely identified now. Now what is the next thing we have to do? Let me copy this. So before diving deep into the scripting part, let us first discuss how we will be using the DLL and the Chrome driver. So in order to use the DLL, the first part, which is the part of the which is the start of the automation of Chrome driver. So to do that, we have to first import the web driver. So how we can do it? By using the simulate import module, and then by copying the address. So I've created a separate folder for it, and this is the folder. So I'll be copying the address of this folder, and now this is the address, and I'll be importing this webdriver.dll. Now let me import it or run the script so that it is imported. Now it is imported. Now what we have to do is we have to use the Chrome driver.exe. So how we'll be using it? We'll be using like this: new object, then open QA and dot selenium dot chrome dot chrome driver. And by using this cmdlet we can use the chrome driver.exe here, and let me store this whole output into a variable called chrome driver. Okay, so this is chrome driver.exe. Let me run this also, and this is opened, and let me close it. Now what it is doing is you can see that as I run this line, the Chrome driver ran and it gave us a page, a simple page just without any Google Chrome logo on it. So to do that, if you want that it should show you the usual or the normal Google page, then how you can do it? You can do it. It's hidden in this Chrome driver variable, and you can use this navigate method, then uh, go to URL, and then here typing the IP address www.google.com. Okay, so now if I'll run the script, it will open the Google Chrome page, and with the normal Google look. Okay, so let me run it. This is open. You can see that it has opened this normal Google page. Okay, let me close it and proceed further, and let me close it. Now let's go back to our script. Now what we have to do here is we have to write this thing on the Chrome. Okay, means on the Chrome inbox. That is, since we have identified here. Now I will be typing that what I want to search. Okay, so let's see. Dot find element. You can see that there are a number of methods to find elements, so I'll be using, as I discussed, that there are the you can find element by class name, by CSS selector, by ID, by name, by tag name. So I will be using this method, class. Okay, XPath. And how you will be able to do, I have copied it, and you have to use single quotes or double quotes, it depends on you, it doesn't matter. Okay, so I have copied here, I have copied this thing. Okay, I copied the XPath and now paste it. Sorry, I think I haven't copied, didn't get copied. Okay, let me copy it first. Copy, let's paste it here. Okay, now since we have pasted, okay, now we have um, told the script that you have to go to this element. Now it will uniquely identify that it needs to go to the input box of the Google Chrome. Okay, so now I have to write on that box. So how I will be writing on that box? By using sorry, there will be a dot and then using send keys method. Okay, and what I have to type here, PowerShell experiments YouTube. Okay, so I'm going to run and you will see that Google Chrome will open, or a Chrome web browser will open, and it will this thing will get typed. See, okay, so let me close it. Now the next step will be to, you can see that here it has stuck and it is not moving afterwards. So what we have to do is, let me close this, means I have to click on this or press enter. Okay, how I can do that? Let me close it and then I'll show you. Let me write some comments here. Okay, it will be easy for you to identify. It will be easy for you to know what I'm doing here. Okay, so typing, sorry, search, typing anything which is needed to be searched. Okay, now you have to submit, not click, but you have to submit. Okay, so how you can submit? I will be submitting whatever I have written on that. I will be submitting on the to the Google Chrome, and then it will be giving me a result. Okay, so how I will be doing that? I'll be again doing the same thing. I'll be using the Chrome driver variable and then find the element by XPath. Okay, and we'll be doing the same thing. So let me copy this whole thing. Okay, let me copy this till here, and I'll be doing the same thing. I don't want to type, so I'll be doing the same thing here. But here, instead of using send key, I'll be using submit method. Okay, submit. It will be empty. So it will I don't have any parameters. Okay. Now you will see that it will type. Okay, and it will search. Let me insert a small delay here so that you will be able to see. Start sleep seconds. Let me give time of 4 seconds. Okay, now I'll be running the script and you will be able to see that what is going on. See, it has opened, it has given the results, search result. Okay, now I have to click here on my channel, this channel. So how I can do that? Again, I'll have to use the same technique. I have to locate this element uniquely by using the XPath, same method which we followed uh, just now. Okay. So let me again close it. So what I'll be doing, I'll be locating this element. So how I can locate this element? Again, by going here. Let me first create this thing. Let us go here. Okay. So you can see that this is this there is a element, means this element or this hyperlink is uniquely identified by a class called this. Okay, so let me copy this class first. Okay, I have copied this class, and now let me search by using XPath, because it is possible that this it is possible that there are a number of results, or there are a number of hyperlinks which will have the same class. So let's do that thing. Okay, again this, now add, since it is a class, then we have to define class here, and then you have to um, put this class name here in this string which I copied from, copied here. Okay, now let us see that. Now you can see that this class has 10 web elements with the same, means there are 10 web elements having the same class name. So how I can uniquely identify it, means how I will be able to identify that which will open my YouTube channel. Let us first use a just click on the enter button. Okay, you can see that this is second number. Okay, and there will be a different there will be 10 of these elements. There will be 10 elements, web elements with the same class. Let's see, this is third, this is fourth. You just see here. Okay, just see here, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then again 1, and then this is 2. It means that my element, or area of my interest, or you can say the hyperlink which will open my YouTube channel, is at number 2. Okay, so how I will be able to identify, means how I will be able to give it a uniqueness, by this way, by inserting it between the brackets, and then square brackets, and then number 2. So you can see that it has highlighted that this is this element. Now again we have to do the same thing here. Now let's get back to our script, and again I'll be using this method. Means now I have to search PowerShell experiments YouTube channel. Okay, how I will be searching, I'll be using the same thing, the same line of code. I'm not going to type it, just I'll be using this. Okay, and now let us copy. Now let us paste here. Let us paste here. Okay, now you have to click. Okay, you have to click. Once it has identified, all you have to do is you have to click. Okay, let us see whether it has click method. Yeah, it has click method now. Okay, again let me insert delay so that you'll be able to see what is happening. Delay 4 seconds. So ready to rock and roll. Okay, so I'm going to run this script. Now this script is complete. So let's see what happens. It has opened, it has typed, it has submitted. Now it has highlighted, and now it has clicked on that hyperlink, and now you can see the PowerShell experiments channel is opened. Okay, so you can see that how easy it is, to automate Chrome. Even means it is easier than Internet Explorer, which the video which I have made I think a year back or 1.5 year back. So it is even more easier than that to automate Google Chrome. Okay, but I'll request you that don't skip the video, otherwise you'll not be able to understand anything. This is because this video contains scripting part as well as locating web elements. So other, if you will skip and you will directly go to the code, you'll not be able to understand what is going on. Okay, so I'll request you to please go through the whole video. And one last thing before leaving, um, what if you want to close this automatically? Right now I'm doing it manually, I'm closing this thing manually, but what is the purpose of automation? That these things should be closed by itself. Okay, so I'll be giving you a method to close it. Let us again insert start sleep, give it 4 seconds delay, then Chrome driver, then it has a method called close. Okay, so it will close the browser then, and then browser will be running in the back, that Chrome driver will be running in background, so you have to close that also. So it will be how to close that running driver by using this method called quit. Okay, so let us insert a delay of 4 seconds again. Now this is the final thing, this is the last thing which we were waiting for, eagerly waiting for actually. So let's see what happens now. Again, my internet connection is weak right now, that's why it is taking time. Let me close it and then I'll run again. It is taking time. It has written something on the search, then it has gone to the it has given the result. Now it has clicked on the PowerShell experiments. Now it is open. It will take again. Now close the browser after 4 seconds. It is closed. Now this Chrome driver is running and it will also get closed. So this was the final piece of automation. So you can see that how easy it is to automate Google Chrome. Okay, so I hope you would have found it very useful. Okay, and if you really have some questions, then please mention it on the comment box. And please, if you like my work, then please share and subscribe to my channel. Share it with your friends. Give it a thumbs up, which will give me motivation to make more videos like this. So till then, goodbye. Stay safe.